Hey, what's up everybody? This is Justin with Sillage Scents. Today I have got another video about powerful and long-lasting fragrances. I did one last week that a bunch of people really liked. So this is a all-new list, completely new fragrances. I do have at least half, maybe over half, that are fresh fragrances that will work as we're heading into warmer weathers. And then I've got, just some of the sort of warmer, sweeter beasts that work great for cold weather. But let me know down in the comments, what would you add to this list? And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. All right, let's go ahead and go with a brand new pickup. I'm going to do a video review, a single fragrance video on this one as we get a little closer to summer. This is a Beast Mode summer fragrance I've been so excited about. It's a clone of a niche fragrance. I had the niche. There's a whole story behind it, but I got rid of it because the performance was horrendous. It was like a 3 or 4 hour performer. This one is probably more like a 10-hour or more performer. I would literally put it in the realm of Beast Mode. This is Aquatic Vanilla by DOSSIER. Now, I bought this. It wasn't sent to me. This isn't sponsored, anything like that. I bought it because it's a clone of Juliet Has a Gun Vanilla Vibes, which is an awesome solar notes vanilla fragrance. It's got a little bit of something that reminds me of the tanning oil my mom used to use as a kid, but it's got vanilla is the standout note. It's got a little bit of coconut, but not in a plasticky, fake, weird way. A little bit of coconut, and then that just sort of summer vibe that you get in the Juliet Has a Gun. So this is an awesome, definitely unisex. I would say that it's, maybe if it leans a hair feminine, but to me, perfectly unisex, masculine vanilla summer scent. It's a beast, $29. I bought it on the Walmart app and got free shipping, so $29 flat or $29 plus tax. That is an awesome one. All right, next up we'll go with another freshie. This is one that has surprising performance because it's an EDT, but this thing is easily, 10-hour fragrance, 8 to 12, somewhere in there. I've seen different people say different things. I pretty much never wear it more than 8 or 10 hours at a time. But this is HERMES, the original, the EDT. And so this is a long-lasting, bright, fresh orange fragrance. And the standout notes, you've got a beautiful orange note. It's a kind of a tart, sweet orange with an earthy, sort of, some will say dirty vetiver note that's added. So it literally smells like an earthy orange, and it's got great performance. It's got good projection. It makes a great signature scent. You can pretty much wear it all year round. It's just an awesome fragrance that I just picked up in the last 3 to 6 months or so. All right, next up, we're going to go with a blue fragrance, and this is one that's a love it or hate it. Hundreds of millions of people love it, but some in the fragrance community say they hate it. This is just the original Sauvage EDT. You cannot deny the nuclear performance of this thing. Probably to date, I've gotten more compliments on this fragrance than any other fragrance I own, and it is easily a 10-hour fragrance. It projects like a monster. I will only wear 4 or 5 sprays of this thing, and it will, it projects great. It's got a beautiful sillage. It's got the first 5-6 hours, mega performance, but it lasts all the way till the end of a workday. Whenever I change clothes, I've still got Sauvage rocking. You could put probably any of the flankers in here as well. Dior makes great fragrances, and if you like a fresh blue fragrance with some peppery, metallic, in-your-face performance, then you probably want to check out Sauvage. All right, next up, we'll go with one. This one's interesting because the more I've worn it, the more I appreciate it. I'll just tell you what it is. This is RASASI HAWAS, and this is a fresh, sweet fragrance, but there is an aquatic ozonic quality. There's something about the fragrance profile that reminds me a lot of just the original Invictus that I have up there. But I understand the comparison to Invictus Aqua because the aquatic notes and the ozonic freshness in this fragrance do set it apart from the original Invictus. It's not quite as heavy, not quite as sweet. It's more airy, aquatic, ozonic, but man, it is beautiful. You've got some of that bubblegum sweetness tampered by that ozonic fresh airiness, and you've got a very strong projecting. It'll fill a car in a second if you're in a vehicle with somebody. And it lasts at least 8 hours. Some say 12, 14 hours, but I can tell you it lasts at least 8 hours, and it is just a wonderful all year round scent. But I think probably spring and summer is where this thing shines. I love sweeter fragrances that work in the summer, you know, and that's definitely one of them. All right, next up, we'll go with another one that's not always considered to be a fresh fragrance, but I think it definitely is, and I've heard Ash from Genscent say the same. This is a flanker of 1 million, but this is one, again, that's got a real ozonic quality that makes it work in spring and summer. This is 1 million Lucky. Apparently it's discontinued, but you can still get it all over the internet. You can get it at discounters. I still see it out in stores. So it is you've got a sort of sweeter opening, not too dissimilar from the other 1 million fragrances, but then you get this ozonic freshness and you get a nutty quality. I think it's a hazelnut that just lingers, that ozonic freshness, as well as a little of the sweetness from the opening, and that nutty quality lasts for like 12 hours with this thing. You can still get it around 70 bucks, which is what I paid for it. I think it's a great price, a great pickup. And if it is indeed discontinued, then it would make sense to probably pick this one up in the next year because there's no telling when it's going away. All right, one more fresh fragrance than the last one's, well, at least one more fresh. And some of these are definitely not warmer weather fragrances. This one is a Monster Performer. It's from Parfums Vintage. They make a lot of Monster Performers. This is Evolution del Homme SOIR. This is their clone of Roja's Elysium. And it's a 12 to 14 hour fragrance. It's a strong fragrance. If I put on more than about 3 sprays of this, it can give me a headache. It's not overly sweet, but it's got that fruity, bright, wonderful opening. You've got lime and you've got bergamot. You've got a bright, fruity opening. But then you've also got a vetiver note in this one, a grassy vetiver that's actually a little stronger in this one than it is in Elysium or some of the other clones that I've tried. So the caveat with this one is, if you like a grassy vetiver mixed with some bright fruits, then this one's right up your alley and it lasts forever. But if you don't like grassy vetiver, you probably want to steer clear of this one. Evolution del Homme SOIR. All right, next up, this one is another beast mode, probably 10 to 12 hour fragrance. This one does have some real freshness. Some would never wear this in spring or summer. I will. This is a clone of BR540 Extrait, and it is done right. This is HARAMAIN's Amber Oud Ruby Edition. Rouge is their BR540, not Extrait. This is the Extrait, but this one has such an airy freshness about it. It does have that almond note that's going to set it apart as the Extrait, but it's not, to me, it's not overly sweet or cloying. It's just in the air. It's just the sillage, the cloud that surrounds you while you're wearing this one. If you like the BR540 DNA, this one is absolutely my recommendation. I got it for $45 from Joma Shop for a tester, and this thing will probably last me forever. This is the 4.2 ounce, and man, it is such a beautiful fragrance. A little bit of that cotton candy sweetness, but not overpowering to me, and just a beautiful, fresh, ozonic. It's got an ambroxan in there that smells and acts just like ambergris. It's a great one and very strong. All right, next up, we'll go with one that I definitely would not recommend for spring or summer. This is a cold weather fragrance all the way. This is AMEER ALOUD Intense by LATTAFA. This one is smoky woods and roasting marshmallow. You're going to get this powerful, smoky, woodsy smell that will remind you of being by a fireplace. I forgot to tell you, this is a clone of By the Fireplace by Mason Martin Margiela. It's a very good clone, although there are some differences. So you've got that woodsy, burning fragrance. Then you've also got a sweet, vanillic, ambery, marshmallowy sweetness that you're going to get in this fragrance. It's going to last you all the way through. And this one does have a little bit of an oudy funk. And when I say a little bit, like 5 or 10% of a little bit of an oud quality that sets this one apart from By the Fireplace. But I think it's a plus. It makes it stronger, makes it longer lasting, and it doesn't change the fragrance profile much. And this is like a $22 to $25 fragrance in many places online. It's a beast. All right, next up, we'll go with one. This is probably, a year ago I could say this for sure. I don't know if I could still say it for sure, but maybe my best performing, definitely one of my best performing fragrances. This is Viktor and Rolf's Spice Bomb Extreme. This is an amazing spicy fragrance, and it's a powerhouse. I bought my bottle a year ago and it's still beast mode. I've heard people have concerns about reformulation. I guarantee you this one hasn't been reformulated in a way that compromises any performance. This is vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg. You've got some woods in here. You've got just this very sort of festive smelling spiciness, as well as a woodsiness and a tobacco with some sweetness that to me make this one of the best winter fragrances ever made. And this is a 12 to 14 hour fragrance. It projects for 4, 5, 6 hours. And I know this from my sons wearing it and being around them throughout the course of a day and being shocked that 6 hours later I'm still getting hit in the face with Spice Bomb stronger than whatever I'm wearing. And I keep them to 3 sprays. They're young, they're still kids. This one's a monster and it is beautiful. Last one. This is one that's very different from Spice Bomb Extreme, but it is a sweet, spicy tobacco fragrance. This is Insurrection 2 Wild by REYANE Tradition. And this is a clone of Pure Havane. My understanding is this one performs even better than Pure Havane did. And this is just a beautiful honeyed tobacco or even cherry tobacco. I've been picking up the cherry more and more as I've worn this past winter. It's like a beautiful cherry tobacco, some kind of a sweet tobacco with a little bit of smokiness that reminds you of incense. And it's got some spiciness that makes this such a beautiful fragrance. And vanilla. There's a very pronounced vanilla in here as well. And even though it sounds almost the same way that I described Spice Bomb Extreme, it smells very different than Spice Bomb Extreme. The cherry tobacco is a real standout in this one. And of course the vanilla and the spices as well. And the incense burning tobacco as well is a real standout in this one. And this is again like a $20 to $25 fragrance. Amazing steal. What you get performance-wise and fragrance profile is unbelievable. All right, so that has been 10 amazing performing fragrances. I think 6 of those I would say are perfectly suitable for warmer weather, and that's often where we lose performances in fresher fragrances. I think you'd be happy with any of these if you like the sound of them. The performance is not going to let you down. But let me know in the comments what would you include in this list. And again, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.